Welcome back everybody. So recently there have been some rumors that the mystery box maestro J.J Abrams himself might be doing a course correction on the upcoming third installment of Disney's Star Wars trilogy. I've sat back on this news for a while now to see if anything else pops up. Initially, those who were not impressed by Rian Johnson's subversion of expectations had their interest piqued by this rumor. Have our legitimate concerns finally been heard over at Disney and Lucasfilm? Have they finally accepted the fact that The Last Jedi was a swing and a miss for a lot of people? Well, my friends, how many times have you gotten your hopes up already, only to realize it's the same old, business as usual over Disney and Lucasfilm? You see, even though the rumors of a course correction seem to have some weight behind them, it's not for the reasons you would think. In fact, supposedly, the reasons for a course correction are anything and everything other than the one goddamn reason it should occur. Does this sound like a course correction? Here's Rian Johnson once again claiming his interpretation of Luke Skywalker is 100% accurate. It seems he understands the character better than Mark Hamill and most of the people that left the theater scratching their heads. Didn't Luke have any space Xanax he could have taken to help him cope with having a douche for a nephew? But let's move along now to the article, and it's not the first one to claim this. Star Wars 9, the truth behind Lucasfilm's course correction. Oh boy, here we go. Star Wars Episode 9 is said to be a course correction movie for Lucasfilm, but it's not in the way some fans might think. The galaxy far, far away experienced its fair share of ups and downs in the past year. The Last Jedi, while critical and commercial success, proved to be extremely polarizing within the fan base. It's good to see more and more of these articles are accepting this as fact, because if you remember, it wasn't that long ago they were referring to the blowback as being from a vocal, toxic minority. Moving along. And this summer's Solo: A Star Wars Story infamously became the franchise's first box office failure, throwing Lucasfilm's future plans into a state of flux. In the wake of Solo underperforming, anthologies about other classic characters like Boba Fett are on hold as the studio focuses on other projects. Through all of this, Episode 9 remains on course for its December 2019 premiere, beginning production back in August under the direction of J.J Abrams. With The Force Awakens helmsman returning to finish what he started, many are curious to see how he'll conclude the story, especially after The Last Jedi threw numerous curveballs at the audience. Reports indicating Episode 9 is seen as a course correction for the property conjure up images of Return of the Jedi 2.0, a safe, fan service film designed to be a crowd pleaser. However, a close analysis of the situation reveals something else. Vocal corners of the fan base expressed their displeasure with The Last Jedi, but Lucasfilm seemed very happy with the way it turned out. Before Episode 8 hit theaters, the studio announced plans for Rian Johnson to develop an all-new Star Wars movie trilogy that tells a story separate from the Skywalker saga. If Kathleen Kennedy had any reservations about Last Jedi and Johnson's creative choices, she wouldn't have greenlit Johnson's pitch. And while unsubstantiated rumors claim The Last Jedi's divisiveness killed Star Wars and the Johnson trilogy, Johnson himself has stated he's still developing it. He'll dive deeper into it once he completes his murder mystery Knives Out, but he'll return to the Star Wars universe soon. The Boba Fett movie might be off the table, but Johnson's trilogy and David Benioff and D.B. Weiss's series remain on the slate. Additionally, Abrams liked Johnson's Last Jedi script and said he wouldn't let the backlash influence Episode 9. So there you have it. Bros before directors before fans. Instead, Lucasfilm is looking to avoid another Solo situation. The spin-off, despite earning generally positive reviews, grossed a meager, by Star Wars standards, $392.8 million worldwide against a production budget that exceeded $250 million. Disney and Lucasfilm both deserve equal blame for mismanaging the film, which went through extensive reshoots after an unprecedented director switch late in production. Hold on, Disney and Lucasfilm or Kathleen Kennedy? Because I was under the impression her questionable choices had something to do with it. I guess not though, because she's still employed. Disney reportedly refused to move Solo away from its highly competitive May release date, where it opened in the shadow of Infinity War and Deadpool 2, and mangled the marketing campaign, which proved to be a terrible combination. With demand for a fresh tentpole non-existent and general audiences not caring about the movie, Solo's opening weekend was lower than noted disaster Justice League. Obviously, the goal with episode 9 is to show Solo's figures were a fluke and people are still interested in Star Wars. It seems all but a guarantee episode 9 will fare better than Solo. For starters, Lucasfilm staked claim to the lucrative December window, which yielded phenomenal results for The Force Awakens, Rogue One and The Last Jedi. Star Wars will once again go head to head with a Jumanji film, but odds are episode 9 will be another member of the $1 billion club. Plus, with Star Wars Celebration happening in April 2019, the stage is set for Lucasfilm to replicate the marketing campaigns for the previous 2 sequel trilogy installments, gradually building up hype over the course of 8 months rather than cramming everything in at the last minute. The powers that be at Lucasfilm are certainly being smart about the way they handle episode 9, learning the right lessons from their past mistakes. Hopefully it'll all work out. So yeah, I'm not too optimistic about this course correction rumor. For one, the reason for Solo bombing is because of the blowback coming out of The Last Jedi and the absolute immature way they handled any criticisms. They can try and paint it any way they want to, it isn't helping. And what could JJ really do to course correct the trajectory of episode 9? Luke still died like a hobo loser. The good old Snoke is Darth Plagueis theory could work, I guess. He survived somehow, but do you really believe that they'd go with that at this point? I don't. The focus will most likely be Rey kicking Kylo Ren's ass, or Kylo Ren sacrificing himself to save Rey as the ultimate act of a mangina. A quick Force Ghost Luke cameo, maybe a Vader cameo to reel in more fans, and that's that. Maybe Rey dies as well at the end and Broom Boy leads a new Jedi Academy. So if you were disappointed with The Last Jedi, don't get your hopes up with all of this course correction stuff. For them to course correct would mean acknowledging The Last Jedi was a mistake. And does it sound like they're acknowledging that The Last Jedi was a mistake? That's something that won't happen under the current management. As always, this is my take on things. As a fan of the Star Wars franchise, I hope I'm wrong. My criticism is not because I'm hoping episode 9 is a bad movie to prove some point. I hope it's a good movie, but I don't really see what JJ can do after The Last Jedi. My interest has waned somewhat. There you have it, peoples. If you're wondering where have I been recently, I'm super busy with a project at work, been spending most of my time on that. Doing videos about how I'm disappointed in something also kind of gets repetitive, but hey, most of my favorite franchises have been kidnapped by crazy people who think entertainment should be used as a platform to push their political ideologies on people, and then after receiving blowback, they scratch their heads. Go figure. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, sub and all of that good stuff, and until next time, see yous.